With the trade deadline now in the books, all of our focus is geared towards the second half of the year as we look to position ourselves well going into the playoffs. Our first playoff run without Stephen Curry. The trade deadline was a very exciting one, not just for our Warriors, but across the league. In case you missed that episode, I will leave a card at the top right of your screen. You can also check out the series playlist, where you can find any episode of the series that you may have missed. We have a tough schedule going into the final portion of the year, which makes it all the more important that, in my opinion, we made our roster better during the deadline, but we are not the only ones. Some of the highlights include Mikal Bridges to the Blazers, Zion Williamson to the Lakers for Darius Garland and Dalton Knecht, a three-teamer sending Anthony Davis to the Spurs, another three-teamer with Kyrie Irving to the Heat, Tyrese Maxey going to the Bulls, and then we ended up making two deals. We sent off a number of big-time pieces, but we got a handful back, most notably Evan Mobley from Cleveland. So we gave the Cavs Brandon Ingram, Adem Bona, and two future first-round picks. I'm definitely going to miss both of these guys. Brandon Ingram hasn't quite had the year I was hoping for, but he has been super efficient. 40% from three, one of the most efficient seasons of his career, while Adem Bona has been a really good rim protector, very good traditional big, but has the athleticism to survive in today's game. The problem with Bona is that he's a free agent at the end of the year, and with the emergence of Jabari Springer, not just on the floor with his play, but also his larger contract that we gave him last offseason, it wouldn't make a lot of sense for us to be paying both him and Bona. We then sent Zach Edey and Saddiq Bey to the Lakers. Edey didn't want to be here, so I ended up honoring his request, and Saddiq Bey was part of the deal. I think we ended up making our roster better with that trade. Overall, we acquired Evan Mobley, Jacoby Walter, Leonard Miller, Dylan Brooks, and Austin Reeves, while adding a first-rounder from the Lakers. I think our team got better overall, even though we did have to give away some good pieces and good draft picks. Obviously, Mobley is the big get here. I wasn't necessarily expecting him to be available during the trade deadline, but it makes some sense for a Cavs team who's looking to shake things up. The Cavs are currently in 10th place in the Eastern Conference, fighting for a play-in spot. They were one of the worst teams in the league a year ago. The prior season, they did make the finals, but they only won 42 games, and they only made the finals because the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff field was so hilariously bad. And we've seen teams in real life trade away important pieces after making the finals. Hello, Nico Harrison. This one actually makes some sense, though, for the Cavs, because Mobley has really plateaued as a young player. He hasn't gotten much better. If anything, he's regressed since his rookie contract, and Cleveland just felt like they needed to move on. I feel like we can fix him, though, and he's a great fit in our system. I mean, for one thing, he's one of the 5 best defensive players in the league. It's really the offense that's been an issue for a Cleveland team who's really struggled on that end of the floor. And sure, this is quite the risk, given that both Brandon Ingram and Adem Bona both have more estimated wins added, and we gave them 2 first-round picks in this trade as well. Through 4 games, Mobley's been solid. His estimated wins added has gone down, if anything, since the trade. I thought he played well against Brooklyn, was okay in his debut against the Spurs. But as I mentioned earlier, I think the fit is a really good one because there's a lot less on his plate offensively. Kuminga, Loggins-Burles, Salis, and even Jabari Springer can initiate the offense over him, and he can put much of his focus on the defensive end of the floor, where he's going to be matching up with guys like Victor Wembanyama. If we want to make noise in the Western Conference playoffs over the next decade, we're going to have to find a way to stop him. I feel like Chet Holmgren might be the only other guy in the league right now who is better equipped than Evan Mobley to stop Wembanyama in a playoff series. I like the role players we got as well. In the trade with Mobley, we added Jacoby Walter from Toronto, good 3-and-D guy, solid secondary playmaker, averages over 4.5 assists per 36 minutes. Now, he's had the least efficient season of his career in terms of his field goal and three-point percentage, but in his debut against the Spurs, he took over. He was the best player on the floor in the fourth quarter. It's been a little shakier since, went 1 for 10 from 3 against the Lakers. He is on the last year of his deal as well, so we're going to have to figure out if he's a guy we keep around long term. And then from the Lakers, we had Leonard Miller, who's having a career year, a guy who's been on my radar for a while. I was a big fan of him entering the league, and he's finally broken out with the Lakers, but they have a few players who are already like him, which made him expendable. I think he'll be a good fit in our system. He can guard multiple positions, 62% true shooting this year, and he's on a team-friendly deal for the next year and a half. Austin Reeves was the other reason why I made the deal. Now, his efficiency has just gone down the toilet. He cannot score the ball at all. We got him for his passing, though. He only is a B playmaker, but he's one of the best passers on our team, something we need. Dylan Brooks is also shooting the ball horrifically, but he can be an enforcer for us and play good defense. Although we're putting a little bit more on these guys' plates than I expected early, with both Antoine Saliz and Kajai Stokes getting injured against the Spurs. We have played well as a team, though, since the deadline. We beat San Antonio, who's the 3 seed in the West. We beat the Nets, who are the number 1 seed in the East. Seems like the West has kind of started to separate a little bit. There's a clear top 3 at the top, and then we lead the second group, which includes OKC, Memphis, Utah, Sacramento. We're 3 games back of the 1 seed, but we're also only 4 back of a play-in spot. So there's still a wide range of outcomes for us post-All-Star break, which means we're going to need to be on our A game. Another reason for that is we don't have full control of our draft pick anymore. We traded away 2 first-rounders to Cleveland, but in the deal with the Lakers, we swapped first-round picks this year. I think this could be a savvy little move for us because the Lakers are fighting for a play-in spot in the West. Now, they made their team a lot better during the deadline, adding guys like Zion and Devin Carter and whatnot. So they think they're going to be a playoff team, but if not, we could have a potential lottery pick on our hands. Roman Loggins-Burrell coming back is going to be a big deal for us as well. He has been out since mid-January, and with Saliz and Stokes out, we don't have many playmakers other than D'Angelo Russell and I guess Austin Reeves at guard. Prior to his injury, he led the team in estimated wins added. He's now 4th. But when he's on the floor, he's been arguably our most important player. How do I know what I perceive as orange is what you perceive as orange? What if my orange is your green? He's really gone crazy since he got hurt over a month ago. Roman Loggins-Burrell's son or SEC burner daughter? Let me know in the comments. Regardless, it's good to have him back, and it'll keep him out of his interesting thoughts, I suppose. I'm also excited for all of our new additions to continue to settle in. Hopefully we get more consistent production out of Mobley, and then guys like Walter and Miller continuing to give us big minutes, bigger than I expected, but with Saliz and Stokes getting injured, that'll happen. So that brings us to All-Star Weekend. We're going to get through this pretty quickly because we're not really going to have any participants. Obviously, we didn't have a high draft pick this year. Osborne Outridge in the second round was our only rookie. I was hoping for Roman Loggins-Burrell on the sophomores team. I guess because he got injured, he's not here. He's definitely better than a handful of the players on this roster. Granted, it is a very good group of sophomore players. Still in Novikov, an All-Star last year. Might have a couple All-Stars this year. Here are your All-Star Saturday night participants. Again, no Warriors. Shout out Taylor Hendricks, though, having himself a career year. And then the All-Star rosters. Cool to see some young players here. Everest McLeon in his second season with the Celtics makes his first of likely a lot of All-Star teams. And then out west, Miko Kaponen makes his first. No Warriors, though, and on one hand, it's like, we're the 4 seed in the West. We should have someone. But on the other hand, it's like, who would it be? Maybe Saliz, maybe Kuminga. Neither of them even finished in the top 10 in terms of voting for their respective position groups. I would like to think one of these young guys really breaks out into an All-Star next year. Maybe one of those two. Maybe Loggins-Burrell. Maybe Evan Mobley. Who knows? Just saying. So the sophomore team demolished the rookies in the Rising Stars game. 32 for Novikov. He shot the lights out. J.D. Little, 22 points, 0 assists. J.D., bring your own ball, Little. And I guess for good reason, he went 8 of 10. Shaquille Hunter led the rookies with 16, but nobody else really played all that well. 5 of 19 from 3 will do that to you. Anthony Edwards wins the three-point contest, while Shaden Barnabas takes home the dunk contest. And then the West takes care of business against the East. Edwards leads with 17. 16, 8, and 7 for Wemby. Nearly a triple-double for the All-Star Game MVP, Ja Morant. 15, 11, and 9 with just 1 miss from the field. As for the East, it was Scotty Barnes who led the way with 21. Double-double for Everest McLeon in his first All-Star game. Devin Booker 0 for 7. I'm not going to mention Cade. I have agendas to push. And then apparently Jarris Walker is an All-Star. I don't really know how he got here. I am a big Jarris Walker fan. I'm not trying to, badmouth him or anything, but that feels like kind of a weird choice. I guess the Pacers are the 2 seed, and he's been one of their better players, but even like on his own team, Benedict Mathurin probably deserves a spot. He's been hooping for his second year in a row. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a really hard schedule coming up. We start post-All-Star break at Minnesota, at Houston. We play San Antonio twice in the next month. We've got the Grizzlies. We've got the Kings. I'm not going to play those games, though. I want to play Cleveland and the Lakers because those are the two teams who, of course, we made deals with at the deadline. Our players are going to return to where they formerly played. With Roman Loggins-Burl back, I'm going to put him at the 1. I feel like he's too good to keep out of the starting lineup, but I don't really want him and D'Lo starting together because we need one of those guys to lead the second unit. So Jacoby Walter will stay at the 2, and D'Lo will lead the bench unit. As I said, I really want to play Cleveland for obvious reasons, so we will send past Minnesota. And then Dallas is a respectable team fighting for a play-in spot, and I would argue they got better after the Kyrie Irving deal. We kept it competitive with the Wolves, only lost by 2. Loggins-Burl in his first game back, 22, 7-5, 7 turnovers, and 13 misses. A lot of good and bad. Then against the Mavericks, we won by 14. Loggins-Burl, again, did not shoot the ball well, but I like that he's been aggressive so far. Trae Young with 17, 9, and 7 on horrible shooting. Loggins-Burl had him in prison, it looks like. What I do notice, though, is that Derek Lively and Clint Capella were their only 2 efficient players. Those guys are Evan Mobley's responsibility, so not a great look for a guy who's supposed to be one of the best defenders in the league. Nonetheless, we are 4-2 since our trades, and that brings us to our matchup against Cleveland. The Cavs have not been good since the deadline. They are 1-5. They have dropped to 10th, as I mentioned earlier, but they're tied with the Sixers for that spot. Cleveland's offense, which was the big problem, I guess it's gotten a little bit better. They went from 31st to 30th in scoring, although their number hasn't gone up. It's just that the Suns are in a little bit of a drought. Their defense is still top 10. It's gone down a little bit. They were always going to lose some defense with Mobley, but with how bad their offense has been, that's why they made the deal in the first place. So far, Brandon Ingram has been very inconsistent since the deal. Games with 28 and 24, but he also has games with 4 and 7. So it's been up and down for him, while Adem Bona has been pretty solid, getting more consistent minutes than he got with us, given the emergence of a guy like Jabari Springer. Shot blocking's been really good, though, and as I mentioned during the trade deadline, they're not losing that much rim protection. Adem Bona is a terrific rim defender. He just doesn't have the overall versatility to be able to switch on players on the perimeter like a guy like Evan Mobley, which is what makes him so valuable as a defender. It's going to be fascinating to see the reception with him back here in Cleveland. Jonathan Kuminga, as you can see, playing really well, which kind of makes sense. He's really had to be one of the leaders for the offense with pretty much all of our guards injured. And I give him credit. He's done a really good job taking on a bigger role over the last handful of games. Evan Mobley, Brandon Ingram, and Adem Bona all getting the start. Mostly boos for Evan Mobley. Yes, he just was a big part of them making the finals 2 years ago, but it was kind of an ugly divorce. Mobley hasn't really gotten much better since his second, third seasons in the league, and fairly understandably, Cleveland fans did not take too kindly to that. So, not a warm reception in Cleveland for Evan Mobley. Got to imagine he's going to be taking this game personally, as will Brandon Ingram and Adem Bona. Bona and Mobley meeting for the tip, and Bona wins it for Cleveland. We are underway. Cavs and Warriors. First time home for Evan Mobley. First time against the Warriors for Ingram and Bona. Ingram with a nice find inside for Jordan Walsh, who dunks it over Evan Mobley. The Cleveland crowd enjoying that one. Springer looking to inbound, and he finds Jacoby Walter. Pump fake on the drive, gets it to Loggins-Burl. Inside, nice move on Jeffrey Thomas as Loggins-Burl's on the board. It's been an up and down first 2 games back. He has shot the ball a lot, high scoring and assist numbers, but a lot of misses and a lot of turnovers. Brandon Ingram's first points of the game is up and good off of the layup. 4-2, Loggins-Burl out to Jacoby Walter for 3. That one off the mark. Adem Bona with the rebound, and here comes Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell inside for Jordan Walsh, who takes it all the way to the cup. And the Warriors call time. Only 2 points through the first 2.5 minutes. A very slow start offensively. Thomas to Mitchell. Back inside for Walsh. His third dunk of the last 3 minutes. Jordan Walsh putting on a show. As Loggins-Burl gets it over to Evan Mobley for 3. The big man connects from beyond the arc. The crowd has quieted down a little bit. Mitchell, pull up, drills it. And the crowd back on their feet. Donovan Mitchell nails it from 30. Loggins-Burl with it on the drive with the reverse slam. An impressive finish for Rolog as it's 11-7. The offense looking to play catch-up after a rough opener. As Screen from Mobley. Loggins, Burrell for three. A perfect 3 of 3 from the field so far for Roman. He's got 7 of our first 10. Thomas inside with the jam. A nice play by Thomas. He fooled Springer, who went up early. And Thomas, he can get up there. He's got bunnies for a little guy. That one is unsuccessful. Mobley tips the lob away from Adembona. Here is Miller with a nice feed for Kuminga. Good hockey assist by Mobley and a great pass by Leonard Miller, who checks into the game off the bench. Him and D'Lo leading the second unit right now. Brooks in the corner for Loggins Burrell, who's got a dozen. What a start for Roman Loggins Burrell. He has been fantastic, only having missed one shot now from the field. Ingram with Miller. That one will rattle in. As we learned here in Golden State, that fadeaway mid-ranger for Ingram is unguardable. Not the most efficient shot, but you can't really contest it. As Mobley has it poked out and stolen, wall security and turnovers has been a problem with Mobley since the deal, as Bona is fouled going up. Smart play by Leonard Miller. Bona would still make them both anyway. Mobley inside with the reverse jam over on Mbona. A beautiful move by Evan Mobley with the fake and the finish. 21-19 now. Jaden Hardy has it for Cleveland. Drives left. Layup is good. A nice play there by the talented sixth man as Mobley has it on the wing. Mobley sends it over to Dylan Brooks. Couple of assists so far as he goes short. Mobley, floater, up and in. 7 points for Evan Mobley. 3 for 4 from the field. He's been effective offensively so far as it's a 2-point Cavalier lead. Ingram around the screen. Launches a three and it rattles in. Brandon Ingram playing some great ball up to this point. He's got 10 already and has not missed a shot. Loggins Burrell misses inside. Here comes Cleveland. Hardy swings it right for Dante DiVincenzo. Knocks it down for the Cavs, who are up by 8. Make it 6. 29-23. DiVincenzo around the screen, matched up with Dylan Brooks. Inside. And that one is good. Nice play there by Dante with 5 quickly off the bench. 8-point game. Loggins Burrell for 3. That one will rattle in. He's got 15. Here in the first. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Ingram at the line. Second rattles out. And here comes Cleveland looking to push the pace with 13 seconds. Leonard Miller has it. He loses it, and it's stolen by the Cavs. The rookie, Ben Hernandez, gets it over to DiVincenzo with 5. Quick 3. That one is no good for Jaden Hardy. Warriors get the last shot. Russell from half court. That one is no good. 32-26 through 1. Roman Loggins Burrell has 15. Evan Mobley has 7. The rest of the team only has 4 on a whopping 2 of 9 shooting. Here is Kuminga. 3 no good. Springer, the offensive rebound and the putback. Good play there by Jabari. Glass cleaning as he makes it a 4-point game. Here comes the Cavs. Rui Hachimura with it. Out to DiVincenzo, who gets another one to fall. He's got 8 already. A fast start for Dante DiVincenzo. D'Angelo Russell trapped with it over to Kuminga on the drive with the punch. Jonathan Kuminga with the slam as it's 35-30. Ika Kapule, former first-round pick out of the University of Hawaii. On the drive, he's doubled. Gets it over to Brandon Ingram, matched up with Jabari Springer. Back in the corner for Kapule. He gets it over to Hardy, to DiVincenzo with 4. Kapule for 3, no good. Springer with the rebound. Ingram goes to the ground in pain as it's a 5-on-4. Walter inside, Kuminga, layup, counted and a foul. As Ingram clutching at himself on the other end on the ground. He cannot get up. He almost looked dead on the ground as he'll be dragged up to his feet by Kapule. Let's take a look at what happened. Obviously, I hope he gets better, but selfishly, I think I just gave myself a really easy thumbnail and title for this video. Kind of like the time back in 2K23, if you remember Zachariah Royster, when he got literally obliterated by Malik Murray, who then did the Allen Iverson step over off of maybe the meanest poster in NBA history. I still get crap about this play to this day. What I didn't know, or at least didn't remember when I was getting this clip, was that the very next possession, Murray dunked on him again. I will always be a believer that it's better to get dunked on because at least you're trying than let the open dunk go through. But yeah, that's Zachariah Royster's unfortunate legacy on this channel. Kind of sucks because he was a good player. Springer swings it over to Jonathan Kuminga for 3. Kuminga with 8. here in the second quarter, picking it up after a slow start. 9-0 run for the Warriors, and it'll get worse. Thomas with the charge. He is not pleased with it, as it's a 1-point Golden State lead, down by 8 not long ago. Reeves, step back, bang! Austin Reeves has shot the ball horribly. I honestly respect the thought that he could not only make that shot, but, that he actually did. 39-35, a 12-0 run now for the Warriors. Reeves with tight defense on Jeffrey Thomas. Floater is good, and that'll end the drought. Former top 10 pick in his third season out of the University of Tennessee. The Darius Garland replacement, who's been on a few teams over the past year. Off the miss, Springer with the rebound. Over to Loggins. Burrow, layup, counted, and a foul! Roman is having himself a game, but the guy who deserves the most credit for that play is Jabari Springer, with another offensive rebound off the missed 3 by Kuminga. We're one of the best defensive rebounding teams, but we're a horrible offensive rebounding team. Springer's got a couple in this second quarter as Austin Reeves drills another 3. 2 for 2 from deep. Good to see him shooting the ball well. If he can get that shot back, I think he can be a really valuable player for us. As Hardy gets one right back for the Cavs, and we are within 1. 45-44. This has been a good game so far with 4.5 to go in the second. Loggins, Burrow launches it home! 20 points in the first half for Roman Loggins Burrow. What a start he has gotten off to in this game. Kuminga on the drive. Acrobatic layup is good. He's got a dozen on good shooting. 5 of 7 overall. Mitchell, no good. Nice defense by Jacoby Walter. And what otherwise has been a slow start for Walter, has not scored yet. Kuminga back out to Walter. He's had a few misses from deep so far. Around the screen, Walter 3, no good. He is now a measly 0 for 4 from deep. And here comes the Cavs. Donovan Mitchell with it. His triple is good. Late contest from Walter, and we're back within 2. 49-47. Here is Walsh with the cross, the sauce, and he's blocked! Hernandez gets it back, though. Really good follow by the rookie, Ben Hernandez, off the denial by Jonathan Kuminga. Walsh inside is blocked again. Evan Mobley got a hand on it. Here is Leonard Miller, not on the board yet today, looking to change that here as he takes the layup coast to coast, putting the Warriors back ahead. 51-49, Jeffrey Thomas with it over to Donovan Mitchell. Lobs it up, it's tipped by Mobley over to D'Angelo Russell. Russell in transition on the drive. Lobs it up for Mobley! Evan Mobley's made some splash plays in this game. 9 points now for the big man. He has a couple of nice reverse slams. 4-point lead. Mitchell around the screen. His 3 is good with a late contest by Dylan Brooks. 53-52. Final 30 seconds of the first half. D'Angelo Russell out to Brooks. He gets it over to Leonard Miller. Miller on the drive. Miller gets it in the corner for D'Lo. D'Lo fakes the pass. He's got 4. Got to get it off. Russell for 3. It's good! D'Angelo Russell from beyond the arc. It's a 4-point lead. Shot clock unplugged. Game clock at 10. Donovan Mitchell with Brooks. Trapped inside. Layup is good. And the lead is cut in half to 2. The Warriors are going to get one more shot here with around 5 seconds. Russell with it over to Leonard Miller. Miller at the buzzer. Bang! Leonard Miller from deep. Both offenses with some noise at the end of the first half. The Warriors were down for most of this game, but the offense caught fire in the second. They lead 59-54 at the break. Everybody played well in that second quarter for the most part. 10 for Kuminga. Austin Reeves had 6. Loggins Burrow has 20 points overall, while Donovan Mitchell has 13. Overall, the team is shooting it quite well so far. 9 of 21 from deep, 55% from the field. If we can clean up on the turnovers, we could be looking at a really strong and complete offensive performance. Miller backing down on Donovan Mitchell. That one is good. Nice play by Leonard Miller starting the second half. I wanted to give him a little bit extra playing time. He didn't play as much as I would have liked in the first half. Mitchell with the slam. Some miscommunication defensively by Golden State. The Warriors are going to call a timeout, try to hash things over. Mitchell inside, no good. Nice contest by Evan Mobley. Mobley has settled into this game quite comfortably. Springer with it over to Loggins Burrow around the screen for 3. 23 points now for Roman Loggins Burrow, looking to continue his hot start. 3 for 4 from deep as he will get the mid-ranger to rattle in. His season high is 28. He's going to shatter that. He's got a chance well over 30, maybe looking at potentially 40. Donovan Mitchell, triple is good. That's a big one. Cleveland needed that one. They were down by 10 there, bringing it within 7. DiVincenzo out to Jordan Walsh. Back to Walsh in the corner for DiVincenzo. Back inside. Walsh with another slam. I know his good buddy Caillou would be quite proud. 66-61. Here is Jeffrey Thomas with it, matched up with D'Lo. Thomas has him on an island, and the drive is good. 7-0 run for the Cavs. All of a sudden, well, it was a one-score game. Now it's a 4-point game. Thomas buries the deep three. It's a 10-1 run for the Cavaliers, and Golden State's got to call a timeout, figure some things out. We had a chance to really take a comfortable lead, and we just did not do that. Reeves takes Bona to the hole. Barbecue chicken, please. Austin Reeves, 3 of 3 shooting from the field, but now we've got this matchup on the other end. Bona passes it out. Step back 3 is good for the tie from Mitchell. Look at the score. Nice. 69-69. Here's D'Angelo Russell out to Springer. Off the catch. He drills that one. Springer only had 2 points prior to that make. Did have 9 boards, though, doing a lot of the dirty work. Adem Bona gets it over to Thomas. He finds Mitchell, who lobs it up for Jeffrey Thomas. Thomas has been in practically the entire game. Solid in the first half, really starting to play well here in the third. Kuminga gets the screen, pulls it from 3 steps beyond the arc as it's 75-73. Jabari Springer with the and one jam, and he is fired up. His former front court mate, Adem Bona, called for the foul. Donovan Mitchell for 3, no good. Springer with the rebound, his 10th. Springer looks to bring it himself as he's going to take it all the way for the layup, and he's got a double-double. Jabari Springer's ball handling is a really underrated aspect of his game. For a big, he's really comfortable with the ball in his hands and has been a very valuable playmaker, not just off the ball, but on the ball as well as he makes the layup off of a seed from Jonathan Kuminga. What a pass. Lead is back up to 9 for Golden State. Nice play by Rui Hachimura. It's been a roller coaster third quarter. We were up by 10, then we were down, and now we're up somewhat comfortably again. So fittingly, the Cavs are now changing that. Thomas now with 10 in the third quarter. Donovan Mitchell also with 10 here in the third. Warriors looking for the last shot. Logan-Sporl with 26 points. Tipped. Mobley makes the layup. Savvy play by Mobley, who quickly pushes it up off the tip. He never really even had control of the ball. He just kind of threw it up there. Thomas at the buzzer, no good. They'll wrap up the third. The lead didn't really change there. We outscored them by 1, but it was certainly a fascinating third quarter to watch. The three-point shooting really cooled off for us, only 30%. Cleveland didn't shoot it that well from deep either. Starting the fourth, here is Kapule around the screen from Hachimura. He connects on the jumper. Lead is within 5. Logan-Sporl now at 28, tying a season high, looking for 30 around the screen. Swings it to the left wing. Mobley for 3 is good. 14 points for Evan Mobley, continuing an overall solid night as a scorer. Reeves is no good. His finishing ratings have gone down a tank. That maybe was not the shot for him. Hachimura triple, no good. He's had a handful of misses tonight. Has not been his day. Reeves bounces it for Logan-Sporl. He is trapped around the free-throw line. Gets it over to Leonard Miller. Miller finds Evan Mobley looking to post up on Jordan Walsh. That one is no good. Evan Mobley cannot score on anyone unless he's wide open. That's what I've noticed with him so far. Even if it's a guard, he cannot post up on anyone at all. It's been easy to see the frustrations offensively that Cleveland had, as good as he is on defense. He is a hard player to watch on offense. I don't know what Austin Reeves was doing there. I think he was expecting Mobley to roll, and instead Mobley went out to the flat. Some miscommunication, and Thomas takes advantage, making the layup. 5-point game. Here is Leonard Miller on the drive. Layup is good. Nice play there for Leonard Miller. Lead up to 7 with 6.5 to go. Logan-Sporl drives in, gets it over to Miller again. Layup once more will fall. Logan-Sporl has resorted to really being the lead playmaker here in the fourth. Cleveland putting more attention on him as a scorer as Mobley has the block inside. Reeves out to Miller on the drive. Layup is good. 6 points over the last minute or two for Leonard Miller. He's really starting to heat up, especially from inside. He's done a really good job as a slasher. Big time 3 for Jaden Hardy to cut the lead to 8. Cleveland needed that one badly. Mobley looks to get around Walsh, and he's in with the slam. Evan Mobley powers it home. Now with 16 points, lead sits at 10 with under 5 to go. Still 28 for Logansporo. Has not scored in the fourth as he passes it over to Leonard Miller, who is really heating up for Golden State. And as we try to figure out who needs to close the game, we're not taking Leonard Miller out. He's balling right now. There's a nice block for Adembona on Logansporo, who still has not scored here in the fourth. Mitchell's three is good off the big defensive play. We are within 9. 99-90. D'Angelo Russell out to Leonard Miller with the throwdown. Why stop now? Leonard Miller is the man. He's got 10 here in the fourth quarter alone. Under 4 to go. DiVincenzo to Thomas for 3. That one will fall. Cleveland now starting to heat up a little bit from beyond the arc as it's an 8-point game. Jordan Walsh has it with 3.5 to go. Out to DiVincenzo. I don't know who he was trying to pass it to. Is it stolen by Kuminga? Logansporo with it. Open lane. Layup is good with a foul. That's a 30-piece for Roman Logansporo. First time he's done that all year. Surprisingly, for a guy who averages around 16, 17 a game. Thomas inside. That one is good. Logansporo is a really strong defender. That is not an easy play to make. Credit to Jeffrey Thomas, who's had a very nice second half. Mitchell matched up with Kuminga. And one layup, and we could be within 6. Cleveland is hanging around. We've had chances to shut the door and have not been able to. Logansporo looking for the screen from Springer. Nice dish. Layup. No good. And we continue to let them hang around. Donovan Mitchell with it. He will be guarded by Logansporo and Springer. Goes for the jumper, and it's good. I thought he was going to swing it out to the perimeter on a wide-open teammate in the corner, but that works too. 4-point game. Kuminga, open 3. That one is good. Big make for Jonathan Kuminga. We needed that one. We've been practically giving them the game over the last 2 minutes. DiVincenzo's 3 in and out. Golden State looking to hang on over the next 80 seconds. Miller drives left with the jam! What a fourth quarter for Leonard Miller. 12 points, all coming in the paint. A perfect 6 of 6 shooting from the field. Thomas, no good. Leonard Miller with the stop. Mobley with the rebound. Under a minute to go. Mobley looks to take it himself, and that one is no good. That would have been a fun way to potentially ice the game. Walsh on the other end. That one is off. Leonard Miller with the stop and the rebound. Just like Jacoby Walter did against San Antonio, Leonard Miller has taken over this game and has been the best player on the floor here in the fourth. As the lob is unsuccessful from Logansporo to Jabari Springer. Mitchell, no good. Mobley with the rebound, his 9th. He's gotten like 6 of those, I think, here in the fourth. Here is Logansporo with it. Matched up with Thomas. One more basket to ice the game. Looking to call a screen for Evan Mobley. We want Mobley taking this shot as he's drilled by Bona and makes it anyway. Long 2 for Evan Mobley. Should have been an and 1. 18-9 for Mobley, who had 9 and 7 officially in the fourth. Good dunk there by Adembona, but that's just about going to wrap up the game. 31-5-5 for Logansporo, who will dribble out the clock. And the Golden State Warriors win the Evan Mobley, Brandon Ingram, Adembona revenge game, 111-102. I'm happy to see Bona being embraced by his former teammates. I really enjoyed having him here. Sucks that Brandon Ingram couldn't be out here because Jabari Springer almost accidentally murdered him. And then for Evan Mobley as well. I mean, he went to the finals with these guys, so obviously there's going to be an emotional connection there, even if it ended sour. 31-5-5 for Logansporo, a season high. He really shot the ball well early, cooled off a little bit as the game went along, but still a very, very strong performance from him. In the fourth quarter, when he wasn't shooting as well, he really leaned on his playmaking abilities. He didn't force bad shots up, and I give him a ton of credit for that. Leonard Miller was unreal in the fourth quarter. 19 and 6 overall. Again, did not miss in the fourth. He went 6 of 6. 18 for Kuminga, 18 and 9 for Mobley. He was also very active defensively with 3 steals and 2 blocks, and he was efficient. 8 of 12 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3. Overall, a really strong game for Mobley. Maybe his most complete game as a Warrior. I will say, there are some moments offensively that are just so frustrating. He looks like he plays like he's 6'4" sometimes and not 6'11", but otherwise he had a great performance. And then Jabari Springer with a double-double. Jacoby Walter 0 for 6. All of his misses came in the first half. I give him credit as well. He knew it wasn't his day, so he stopped shooting in the second half. 31 for Mitchell, 25 for Thomas in 38 minutes. They had him out there for a while. Brandon Ingram was their third scorer, even though he only played 10 minutes. It ended up being a collapsed lung, the same injury that Zachariah Royster suffered in that same playoff run where he got obliterated by Malik Murray that we talked about earlier today. No one else was all that impressive for Cleveland. They leaned too much on their guards, and the other role players did not step up. 4 and 11 for Adembona. He was fine. He only took 3 shots and was pretty good defensively. Good win, though, overall, especially in an emotional game like this. It was great to see Evan Mobley have a complete performance like that. So we're going to simulate our next 8 going into this matchup against the Lakers. I'm very curious to see their new look team. So we've got a very interesting group of teams on the schedule. Obviously, we know how good the Rockets and the Spurs are. I would argue the 2 biggest games here are Sacramento and Memphis, given that those 2 teams are just barely below us in 6th and 8th place, respectively. So we're really going to have to win both of those performances. We also have Dallas again, who we just beat, and then the 2 expansion teams. The Sonics are respectable. The Huskies are not respectable. They absolutely stink. We should win that game. Prior to the Sacramento matchup, Kajai Stokes comes back healthy, about the timetable we set for him originally. We're going to have him come off the bench and kind of ease his way back in, because remember, before he got hurt, he was really struggling for a good month or so. So we're going to give him around 20 minutes per game, and hopefully that increases as he looks to get more comfortable after the time off and the time struggling. We've made it to the contract extension deadline. Kuminga is eligible to be re-signed, but he still has 2 years, including this one, plus a player option. I think it's just a little too early to get on that, so we're not going to offer him a deal right now. Low back bruise for Leonard Miller. It's unfortunate because I think he's played quite well for us so far. Not to mention, he's going to miss the game against the Lakers. We had him in the starting lineup over the last few games since Stokes came back. Obviously now he's not. And Jabari Springer, who we've been playing off the bench, will go back with the ones. I'm also going to have Kajai Stokes starting over Jacoby Walter. Stokes has played well over the 4 games since returning. 47% from the field, 44% from 3. Jacoby Walter, meanwhile, has been awful. Since the All-Star break, 26% from the field and 25% from deep. So he's going to play less because he has been rough. Austin Reeves has also been rough, although to his credit, his efficiency's gone up. But he just has not been that good. So we're going to give a little bit more minutes to Brooks and Outeridge. We went 5-3 in this stretch, which doesn't look all that great, but I would argue we're playing some of our best basketball of the year. Blew out the Mavericks, 33 for Kuminga, 27 for Loggins-Burrell. Both of these guys were outstanding in this 8-game stretch. Kuminga scored at least 28 points in 5 of the 8 games, really shooting the ball well. He has come on nicely as this season has gone along. 23 games since the All-Star break on 58% shooting from the field, 47% from deep. And then Loggins-Burrell, who's been the point guard since coming back, has been terrific as well. He has scored at least 24 points 5 times. And what I notice is that in the games where he does score at least 24, we're 5-0. And when he scores less than that, we're 0-3. Even in games like the San Antonio one where he only had 1 miss, but he also turned the ball over 7 times. He had 9 turnovers against Dallas as well. The turnovers have been kind of a problem since the break, but he's averaging over 22 a game on 55% shooting from the field, 41% from deep. And for a guy who doesn't normally play point guard, I expect the turnovers to be high. We beat the Rockets. That's nice. Cam Whitmore scored 24. I don't know what it is. Cam Whitmore owns this team. But Kuminga and Loggins-Burrell were dominant. They combined for 58. We lost to the Kings. We lost in a kind of hilarious way. So Jabari Springer led the way with 22 points, but he actually kind of blew it. So we were up by 1. The Kings did not foul. I don't know why Jabari Springer took a shot with under 9 seconds left. Well, he missed it. Kings get it back, and Larry Markkinen drills a 3 at the buzzer for the win. No clue how that happened, and it's unfortunate because Jabari played really well. 3 for 3 from deep, had 22 and 11. Lost to the Spurs by 2. I simcasted this game, and we were down like 12-0 to start. I think it was 20-5 at one point. So I give us credit. We brought it within 2, but still did not win. Blew out the Sonics here, although they beat us later. And then we blew out Memphis by 34. 27-14 for Mobley, while Kuminga and Loggins-Burrell played really well. And then they were both great against the Huskies. as was Springer, as was Evan Mobley. 24, 11, and 6. Evan Mobley has also been very impressive during this stretch. He has scored at least 20 points 3 times, including games with 27 and 24. He's shooting the ball well. He's grabbing rebounds. He's playing good defense. Since the break, nearly 17 a game, 57% from the field, 35% from 3. That's exactly what we could have asked for him since making the trade. His points are up. His efficiency is up. So even though we only went 5-3 in that stretch and we're 7-4 since the break, it feels like the team is playing really well. Only one loss was by more than 2 points, the game against Seattle. Mobley, Kuminga, and Loggins-Burrell have all played at an all-star level. So of those 11 games, 10 of them we've either won or lost by no more than 1 possession, bringing us to this matchup against the Lakers, who are in 9th. They're around the same spot that they were previously. The trade deadline has given them mixed results. They have pretty much an entirely new team, and it's been up and down. Of course, Shavonte Fitzgerald is kind of the star of the show, the next star for the Lakers. And he has an entirely new group of teammates. Devin Carter, since the deadline, is shooting 36%. Devin Vassell is shooting 37%. So the Anthony Davis deal has been a flop. But Zion has been terrific. 22.5 points per game on great efficiency. He has been excellent for the Lakers. Zach Edey, meanwhile, his points have gone up while his efficiency has gone down. And Saddiq Bey's efficiency has also somehow gotten worse since the deal. So the role players they added have all been kind of bad. I think the deal with us has been kind of a whiff for them with how good Leonard Miller has been, even though he's not going to play in this game, and losing rights to their draft pick. The Anthony Davis trade has been a disaster, getting Vassell and Carter, who have sucked. But the Zion trade has been a big win, and I think that's the most that they could have asked for. Going to be a tough battle, though, with our Warriors. Loggins-Burrell over his last 10, 22.8 points per game on great shooting. Him, Kuminga, and Mobley have been fantastic, and I do wonder what things are going to look like when Antoine Salisu comes back, because obviously he's going to be taking some of those touches. At least in the case of certainly Loggins-Burrell, he definitely did not play this well with Salisu in the lineup. I can't imagine it's Salisu's fault. I mean, when you have a guard with a true shooting percentage of 65, it's hard to call him the problem. But I am curious as to what things are going to look like when he comes back in the next week or so. As Evan Mobley wins the tip, we are underway here in Los Angeles, facing off against the Lake Show. Here is Jonathan Kuminga around the screen from deep. Kuminga, as we mentioned, has also been awesome during this stretch. Of course, he's had a good season overall, but he's playing his best basketball at the right time. And many of our most important players peaking now is exactly what we want to see. Nice 3 there by Zion. He has not missed a 3 with the Lakers so far. Jabari Springer on the drive with the slam. Nice dunk by Springer. We experimented with him coming off the bench during this 10-game stretch, mostly because we needed some size, and with Mobley obviously starting, we need a bench big. Here is Stokes out to Kuminga. Contested 3 is no good. Good to have Kajai Stokes back. Good to see him playing really well since coming back from the injury. As Mark Williams has it. Williams inside. Layup is no good. Nice defense by Mobley. Rebound ends up with Loggins-Burrell looking to take it himself all the way. And Loggins-Burrell nearly jams it over Devin Carter. On the other end now, here comes the Lakers. Shavonte Fitzgerald gets it over to Carter in his 4th season. The Friar from Providence as he gets it over to Zion. Both offenses in a drought as Zion will not put a stop to it. Instead of the Lake Show, it has been a brick show so far. Stokes for Springer. Floater is good. He's got 4. Finally, some offense. I don't think we've had a score in the last minute either way. Zion for 3. Springer daring him to shoot it. And that one is good. The team and player pairing of Zion with the Lakers has just been so seamless. I have to imagine he's going to sign an extension this offseason as Springer drills the step-back 3. He's off to a hot start with 7 points on perfect shooting. Mobley posts up on Devin Carter. I can't wait to see how he misses this one. Oh, we made it. Okay, I'll take it. Good play there by Evan Mobley, who, as I mentioned earlier, has been excellent as of recent after a slow start in Golden State. Nice Euro step by Shavonte Fitzgerald, the second-year pro out of Creighton. Was supposed to go in the top 5 of his draft, ended up falling to 10. And nearly 2 seasons later, I still ask, how did he fall to 10? He looks like one of the best players from his class as he lobs it up for the big man, Zion Williamson, who's been terrific for the Lakers to start this game. Stokes, pump fake out to Springer. Kuminga in the corner for Loggins. Burrell, who was off to a quiet start, had not scored yet until that play to put the Warriors up. In the corner, Fitzgerald, the Creighton Blue Jay, misses the triple. Mobley with his 6th rebound already. Out to Springer. Layup is good. Jabari Springer's off to one hell of a start. He's already got 9. Is it 17-14? Kuminga, pump fake. Layup is good. More on the dynamic of Mobley and Springer. I always want one of those guys in the game at all times. Oh my goodness, what a block by Kuminga. But I always want one of those two guys in the game at all time. That's a big reason why I experimented with Springer coming off the bench. For now, I want them both in the starting lineup because they're both too good to not be there. Case in point, good tip by Springer, who's got 11. But I'm always going to have one of those two on the floor at all times. Obviously, Mobley's more of a traditional 5 than Springer, but Springer's shown he can play the 5 as well. Kuminga in the corner buries the 3. He's got 8. Him and Springer, the two forwards, have combined for 19 points. Nice lead for the Warriors early as Zion makes the layup. He's got 12 points on 4 of 6 shooting. The rest of the team, 6 points on 3 of 12 shooting. Stokes in the corner, 3 is good. Stokes hasn't shot the ball too well today, but we've kept him in the entire game because he's doing everything else really well. Lob is unsuccessful. Stokes has played great defense, though. 3 assists as well. D'Lo misses the open triple. I know you're supposed to drive in when you're that open of a lane, but I thought there was going to be someone else who could grab the potential offensive rebound. And obviously that decision backfired because not only did he miss, but Fitzgerald hits the 3 in transition to bring it within 6. Jacoby Walter 3 is good. Nice to see him with a make. The one trade deadline acquisition that really has not worked out so far. The San Antonio game was not a precursor of what was to come. Zion on an island makes the layup. He now has 14 points. He's been unguardable. Springer inside, no good. One of his first misses of the game. Zion out to Javonte Page, the young guard from LSU. He finds Fitzgerald on the drive with the throwdown. If Javonte Fitzgerald can get going, that would certainly be good news for the Lakers. D'Lo, the former Laker, is that one stolen by the former Warriors, Saddiq Bey. Page in the corner, Fitzgerald for 3, no good. Williams to board, the putback and the foul. And 1 for the big man, Mark Williams. We were up by like 8 or 9 points earlier. Now it's just 3 as he misses at the line. Mobley with a quick pass. Stokes at the buzzer, no good. 30-27, a good quarter overall, but we definitely let our guard down over those last couple of minutes. Got to shout out Evan Mobley. He's got 7 boards already. Jabari Springer leading the scoring with 11. He's been very good up to this point. Page around the screen, ties it at 30 to start the second. A quick start for Javonte Page. Loggins, Burrell inside, misses the layup. And the Lakers now the chance to take the lead. Devin Vassell over to Saddiq Bey. And Sathriq hits the 3. I don't think I ever called him that with us. Wasted opportunity. 35-32. Here's D'Angelo Russell now. Step back for the tie. That one is no good, in and out. Osborne Outeridge with the offensive rebound. Good play. He gets it to Loggins. Burrell back to D'Lo over to Jacoby Walter. No looker for D'Lo. 4 on the shot clock. D'Lo's trapped. Out to Mobley. Pump fake. Gets Edey to bite and hits the open mid-ranger. That was a good fake by Evan Mobley, selling it, and he connects on the jumper. Why is Loggins Burrell matched up with Zach Edey? I mean, how are we supposed to stop that? Loggins Burrell is tall, he's got long arms, but it's Zach Edey, for Christ's sakes. He's 7'4". Vassell inside, Page, layup is good. The Lakers are up by 5, an impressive 23-10 run for the Lakers. If you want to make it look worse, an 18-4 run. As Loggins Burrell is in with the jam. Big dunk for Golden State to bring you within 3. Flex on him, young king. 39-36. Vassell pulls it from 30, and it's good! Devin Vassell with a long 3, and the lead is up to 8 for the Lakers. Stokes, moving mid-ranger, is good. That's one of his signatures. 5 points for Stokes. 44-38 now. Edey tries to lob it for Carter. It goes off the rim perfectly into the hands of Javonte Fitzgerald, who hits the mid-ranger. I mean, talk about right place, right time. What a break for the Lakers. Jonathan Kuminga from deep. He's got 11. The lead back within 5 off the assist, I think, by Stokes. Notice right when Stokes came out of the game to start the second quarter is when the team really started to struggle. Good layup by Fitzgerald, but even if Stokes' numbers don't always show it, he is a super valuable player on the floor. There's a reason why he's so highly coveted around the league. Evan Mobley, what are you doing? I mean, come on, Devin Carter is like 6'3". How do you not make that layup? And then Edey on the other end gets the and one dunk. Mobley with the foul. And again, I give Evan Mobley credit. He's played really well since the All-Star break. But my God, there are some plays that just want to make me rip my eyelids out. Springer on the drive, off balance layup is good. Mobley now out of the game. Again, I want to keep these guys fresh, so they're not going to play together that often, since we always need one of them in the game at all times. Springer with a nice move, the fake, and the make! And one for Jabari Springer, who will have 16 points in the first half to go along with 0 assists. Nothing but buckets. Will that change here? It does! Loggins Burrell connects on the long two. 53-48. Here is Javonte Page. Spin move. Layup is blocked! Loggins Burrell got a hand on it. Stokes for Springer leaves Edey in the dust. Jabari Springer is too fast for Zach Edey. We've really tried to exploit that matchup, even with Zion as well. Springer is so much faster than these guys, but when you double him, it might be a problem, as Edey is there with the denial. Zion inside for Zach Edey, who gets the dunk. Edey on his 4th team in 4 years. Poor guy has not been able to find a home. He's also not able to find a home for the ball. Stolen by Loggins Burrell, inside for Springer. Nice pass, nice finish. 20 for Springer. His career high, believe it or not, is only 23, which really surprised me. He could hit that theoretically before halftime, as the shot is good for Javonte Fitzgerald. 58-52 Laker lead. 40 to go. Mobley back in the game as Mobley sends it home. Some rare dual minutes between Mobley and Springer. Again, it's not that they can't play together. It's that we've got to keep those guys fresh. Here is Devin Carter, the fryer, frying them up from deep. He shot the ball so well this year in Sacramento. I don't know what's happened here on the Lakers. He's just been an entirely different player for the worst. Loggins Burrell looking for the screen. He'll get it from Mobley. On the drive, risky pass. It's a turnover. Mark Williams has the steal. Fitzgerald has it poked out and stolen by Jacoby Walter. Loggins Burrell with it. Tries to lob it up. Springer gets it. Layup is good. 22 points for Jabari Springer. One shy of tying his career high. I think he's already broken his career high in terms of field goals made. It was 8 coming into the game, and he's got, I believe, 9 here in this first half. So a career half for Jabari Springer. 22 points. He has been unguardable for the Lakers, and they're going to have to figure out a way to stop him. Otherwise, though, they are winning. Zion Williamson has been awesome. He's been almost just as good as Jabari has. Quick 3 to start the third for Devin Vassell. It's a 10-point lead now for the Lakers. 66-56. Loggins Burrell. Mobley. Step back. Drills it. He probably should have just shot it off the catch, but hey, that works too. The Warriors love playing from behind. This is not new to them. They've had a lot of second-half comebacks this year. Turnovers like that won't help, though. Fitzgerald on the other end. Nice move. He went up slowly there. Guards who can change speeds, especially inside, are dangerous. That's a reason why a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is so effective. As Kajai Stokes hits the deep 3, he's got 8 and 5. He's been impressive as a playmaker and as a defender, and when the shot goes in, well, he's a pretty complete player. Nice move there by Fitzgerald. Warriors call time. Fitzgerald, after a slow start, has really gotten comfortable. He now has 20. Mobley inside. He makes that one over Devin Carter. Hey, that's progress. Rome was not built in a day. Baby steps. Here is Stokes on the drive with the lefty slam. The Marquette Golden Eagle is in the double figures with 10. 71-66. Here is Vassell looking to get around Stokes. He will. Layup is good. Nice play there by Devin Vassell. 7-point lead. Here is Jonathan Kuminga. Gets the screen. Right wing 3 is no good. Mark Williams launches the rainbow for Zion Williamson. Makes the layup, and he will shimmy his way onto the buffet. 75-66. Kuminga. Pump fake. Matched up with Zion. He gets it over to Mobley. Long 2 is good. Nice shot for Mobley, who's been good in the second half offensively with 7 after only 6 in the first half. Zion Williamson inside, no good. Williams with the rebound. Fitzgerald to Vassell for 3. Devin Vassell has had a nice game, especially for a guy who, like Devin Carter, has really struggled since the trade deadline, but he's been very impressive in this one. D'Lo gets the screen from Kuminga. Step back 3 is good. Nice shot for D'Angelo Russell. Ice in the veins. Laker fans certainly will remember that. 78-71. Vassell triple. No good. Williams with the push-off. How is that not a foul? The Laker whistle strikes again as it's 71-80. D'Angelo Russell's 3 is no good. Fitzgerald with the rebound. He looks to bring it up quickly for the Lakers. Swings it in the corner. Javonte Page triple is good. And the Lakers lead by a dozen. 83-71. Golden State's got to pick things up here. The Lakers have just been able to consistently build up this lead. And having Jonathan Kuminga wide open is a good way to start. He's been quiet in the third. We're certainly looking to have him get going. Zion off the lob. What a play for Zion Williamson. Is Mariah Mills courtside? That would explain why he's played not just so well today, but since the deadline. Nice jumper there by D'Lo. I guess LA kind of has all the baddies, and you know with Zion, he's not really looking for one. He's looking for as many as he can get. Hall of Fame Gooner. Osborne Outeridge gets it over to D'Angelo Russell. Layup is good. Russell with 7, all of which have come over the last 3 minutes. 85-80. Springer back in the game, no good. Outeridge with the rebound. Loggins-Burrell. Pump fake. He gets it over to Stokes for 3. That one is no good. Springer with the rebound. A third chance for the Warriors. Screen from Jabari. Stokes. Okay, I don't know what that was. That was a pretty piss-poor possession. On the other end, Devin Vassell layup will toilet roll in. A 7-point lead for the Lakers. Loggins-Burrell gets it over to Springer, matched up with Zach Edey. Oh, man, it's lunchtime. I mean, it's lunchtime often for the big fella Zach Edey, but this time Jabari Springer wants seconds. Career high, 24 points for Jabari Springer, still with a quarter to go. Carter gets it to Sadiq Bey. He finds Vando over to Vassell. Beats the buzzer for 3, and the Lakers are up by 11. D'Lo heaves it up. That one is no good. 93-82 going into the fourth. The Lakers in control, and we'll see if they can hang on here in the fourth quarter. We need to win this game for a number of reasons. I mean, not just for seeding, but it would help our Lakers draft pick as well. Kuminga buries the 3 to start the fourth. 93-85. Here is Jabari Springer with Edey again. Oh, this is too easy. This is way too easy. All the way to the rack. 26-9 for Jabari Springer. What a night for the youngster. His pops, I'm sure, watching proudly and happily since, it kind of matters for his job as the GM of this team. Off the dunk by Vanderbilt. Here is Kuminga for 3 around the screen. Rattles in. Nice shot there by Jonathan Kuminga. 95-90. Devin Carter with it. He's trapped. Loggins-Burrell rips it away. Here comes Golden State. Stokes for 3. Bang! The lead is within 2. A quick start to the fourth. An 11-2 run by Golden State. The Lakers looking to put an end to it as Javonte Fitzgerald connects from beyond the arc. 98-95. All of a sudden, we've really got ourselves a ball game with 8 to go. Fitzgerald, nice move. Layup is good. And again, he changed his speed midair. You don't know where he's going. You don't know what speed he's going at. And because of that, it's so hard to make a play as a defender. People wonder why Shea gets fouled so often. It's that. As Springer sends it to Loggins-Burrell, misses for 3. I like that the Lakers sent the double on Springer. Loggins-Burrell should have made the extra pass, though. Stokes was wide open, and it's going to cost us as Vanderbilt makes the dunk. Loggins-Burrell has had a really rough game, especially in the second half. He has been a non-factor. Springer makes the layup, matched up one-on-one with Zach Edey. And as long as those two are in the game matched up with each other, Springer will continue to exploit it. Carter no good. Williams the putback. Lakers up by 7. Here is Carter matched up with Jacoby Walter. Nice move on the drive. Poked in the corner, and it ends up with Evan Mobley. Here comes Golden State now. Mobley, Loggins-Burrell, long 3 is off the mark. He only has 2 points in the second half. And I give Loggins-Burrell a pass because he's been so good as of recent, but it has been a rough one today. Fitzgerald with the mid-ranger. I think he is up to, 27 points now, close to 30. He's been hooping. Carter with the steal from Kuminga. 4.5 to go. Zion powers it home over Jonathan Kuminga. What is this awful camera angle? I mean, what are we doing? Someone's getting paid to capture that shot. I mean, come on. How is that possible? Stokes around the screen. Big time shot. 16 and 6 for Stokes. He has shot the 3 ball very well in the second half. Fitzgerald is blocked by Mobley. Williams back with it. No good. Nice defense twice by Mobley, grabbing his 13th rebound to go along with 17 points. Kuminga in the corner. Screen from Mobley for 3. No good. That would have been a big make. Would have brought it within 4. Lakers keep it. Carter. Zion strikes twice. The powerful reverse jam by Williamson. Lob unsuccessful. Loggins-Burrell turns it over again. I thought it was going to be a jump, but his foot was out of bounds as he was going after it with Devin Carter. 111-102. Fitzgerald. Oh my, look at the moves. Doesn't make it though. Good stop by Golden State. Springer with the rebound, his 10th, another double-double. Here is Loggins-Burrell with it. He turns it over again. Continues to be costly with the ball security as the Lakers are unable to keep it. Last touch, though, I think by Springer. Lakers would not score, though, on that possession. Another turnover from Loggins-Burrell. He's got to be careful. It's costing us the game. Carter hits the 3. Lakers up by 12. And the Cap that had 9 lives might have just lost its final 1. Kuminga in the corner hits the 3. Okay, maybe this game isn't quite over just yet. 114-105. Here is Vassell. Breaks the press without much of an issue for 3. No good. Rebound by Mark Williams. Back to Vassell. Bang! Absolutely cannot afford to allow the offensive rebound. And that probably is the game, as it's a 14-point deficit with a minute to go. Mobley and 1 jam! That was a cool play, even though it probably won't matter in the grand scheme of things. 119-108. Devin Carter breaks the press quickly again. He finds Fitzgerald for the Lakers with 53 to go. Out to Zion. He hits the 3. That could be the dagger. Some lightning. But Zion wants to end this game with a little bit of thunder. Zion all the way with the jam! An and 1 slam for Zion Williamson. With 30 seconds, that just about does it. Jabari Springer, though, does have a 30-piece. Not just the first of his season, like we saw with Loggins-Burrell earlier, but the first of his career. Austin Reeves did not play in this game. I know Lakers fans love him, so I figure, why don't we bring him out, let him shoot the ball once. Reeves pulls for 3. It is no good, and that will do it. 127-112 your final. The Lakers defeat Golden State despite a 30-piece for Jabari Springer scoring a career high. Him and Evan Mobley were very good. So was Jonathan Kuminga. Really the entire team, other than Roman Loggins-Burrell, who was, as you'll see here by the stats, he was pretty horrific in this game. But Jabari was hooping, 30 and 11, really shot the ball well. Again, his career high in field goals coming into this game was 8. He had 14. Not a lot of threes, only 1 free throw. Just a lot of shots in the paint, a lot of open shots. In isolation, he was blowing by their bigs, really exploiting those matchups. 23 for Kuminga, shot 12 threes, and he made 7 of them to his credit. 20 and 13 for Mobley. I thought he was very good in the second half after a slow start. Stokes was good, 18 and 6, shot the ball well, and then we get to Loggins-Burrell, who was pretty rough. 11, 4, 6, 7 turnovers, and 10 misses. Now again, Roman's been on fire. He's been great since coming back from injury. He's 20 years old. He's a second-year guy. There's going to be some bumps in the road. I don't expect it to be perfect. But if he played better, I think we would have won this game. D'Lo, meanwhile, 1 for 7 from deep. That also did not help. 29 for Zion. He was excellent, as was Shalonte Fitzgerald, although he did have his fair share of misses. But he also had 8 assists. And then Devin Vassell was really good, 24 points. Mark Williams, meanwhile, 16 rebounds and 5 steals. Zach Edey, 3 of 4 shooting. He was a traffic cone, though, defensively. And then Saddiq Bey made his only shot of the game. He was pretty good in 14 minutes. So I think that's where we're going to wrap things up. I think we're going to get through the rest of the season over the next 2 episodes as we look to compete for seeding. We didn't make up ground. If anything, we lost ground. We're now in 5th. tied with OKC. We'll get to see them in the next episode. Definitely going to play that game. So I think the plan is next episode will be a normal one. Following episode will be a prospect profile, and then after that, we will be on to the playoffs, assuming we make it, because that's not a guarantee. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Peace out.